Yeah, it probably is just like, we look at 100 years, okay, it can do the whole creative job. I think it's interesting that if you asked people 10 years ago about how AI was going to have an impact, with a lot of confidence from almost most people, you would have heard, first it's going to come for the blue-collar jobs, working in the factories, truck drivers, whatever. Then it will come for the kind of like the low-skill white-collar jobs, then the very high-skill, like really high IQ white-collar jobs like a programmer or whatever, and then very last of all, and maybe never, it's going to take the creative jobs. And it's really gone and is going exactly the other direction. And I think this, there's an interesting reminder in here, generally about how hard predictions are, but more specifically about, we're not always very aware, maybe even ourselves, of like what skills are hard and easy, like what uses most of our brain and what doesn't, or how like difficult bodies are to control or make or whatever.
The problem is that I think all repetitive human work, which is 75, 80% of what most of us do, is going to be done better by machines in the next 10 years. And this is a shift that most people never live through. We will live through once in our lifetimes, but this is on the order of the Industrial Revolution, the Agricultural Revolution, and this is what technology does. So the question is, what happens when 75%, 80% of the jobs that exist today look very different or don't exist at all in 10 or 20 years? This is in no one's living memory. We can read history books about this, and I suggest that you do. It's pretty interesting. But we have a major, major change to get through. And we, all of us, the people that work on technology, I think it's our responsibility, or at least we're certainly going to be held responsible by the people whose lives we change as AI rolls out. So the question is, what happens on the other side? And how do we get through the middle? The other side I'm more optimistic about. Human demand is limitless. People will find new things to do, new things to want. There will be new jobs, even if we can't imagine them today. Probably someone in 1800 couldn't have imagined computer programmers as a job either. However, it's going to be a very rough transition, and it's going to happen faster than the agricultural revolution and the industrial revolution happened. And so, how do we get through it? How do we give people enough money to live on who get displaced? How do we give people the same sense of purpose, fulfillment, social structure, validation that they get from a job today? And that's what we're trying to study. Universal basic income is one idea. I don't think it's the entire thing. I think you also have to think about retraining new social structures. But specifically, what we're studying with universal basic income is not what people think. So when politicians talk about universal basic income, it's always about cost. How can we possibly afford this? How can this ever make economic sense? And I think this is one of the stupidest arguments in the world. If the AI really does come and take all the jobs, it will do that because it can do them for free. And so the cost of a really good quality of life will go down a huge amount, factor of 10, maybe factor of 20. And it's not that hard to imagine a world where you can tell a really smart robot to go dig up raw material, refine it, and build you a house for the cost of energy and land. And no one thinks about this. So the cost is not an issue to me. If all the jobs go away, the good news is the cost of a really good quality of life is going to come way, way down.
What if everyone had access to the power of advanced AI? Enter the innovative concept of universal basic compute, a brainchild of OpenAI's Sam Altman. Building on the foundation of universal basic income, this idea shifts focus from monetary support to providing direct access to AI's computational capabilities. Universal basic compute isn't just about financial aid, it's about empowering individuals with the tools of AI itself. This could revolutionize how we interact with technology, making AI an everyday utility. Imagine the power of GPT-7 in the hands of every individual. Now let's delve into how universal basic compute could transform our society. For instance, an aspiring entrepreneur can use this power to analyze market trends and consumer behavior, crafting strategies that could revolutionize a sector. Or consider the realm of education. Students and researchers could access complex AI models like GPT-7 to perform experiments or solve intricate problems that were once beyond reach, democratizing high-level research and innovation. Furthermore, the healthcare sector stands to gain immensely. Access to AI's compute power could enable faster and more accurate medical research, potentially accelerating breakthroughs in diseases like cancer or Alzheimer's. This could transform healthcare from reactive to proactive, focusing on prevention and precise treatments. From personal growth to societal advancement, the possibilities are endless. But how does this differ from traditional financial support? Traditional financial aid typically involves direct monetary assistance, aimed at alleviating immediate financial pressures. It's a static benefit, often just enough to meet basic needs. Universal Basic Compute, on the other hand, introduces a dynamic component into the equation: the power of artificial intelligence. Imagine a scenario where instead of receiving a set dollar amount, individuals gain access to a portion of a powerful AI's compute capabilities,